The police officer asked why my car appears in 5 crime scene photos. Detective Rodriguez spread the photographs across the interrogation room table, each one showing my distinctive pearl white Tesla, with its custom rose gold trim at different locations where bodies had been discovered. These were taken over the past 3 months, she said calmly. Want to explain why your vehicle keeps showing up where people die? My hands trembled as I studied the images. There was definitely my car, the one I'd saved for 5 years to buy, with the personalized license plate my daughter had chosen for my birthday. But I recognized none of these locations. That's impossible, I whispered. I work from home. I barely drive anywhere except grocery stores and my yoga studio. Rodriguez pulled out a tablet showing my car's GPS history directly from Tesla's servers. The data confirmed my vehicle had been at each crime scene within hours of the victim's deaths. Your car's computer doesn't lie, Ms. Peterson. Either you're involved in 5 murders, or someone with access to your vehicle is. The revelation that my car had been living a secret life while I slept sent ice through my veins. I lived alone since my divorce, had only one key fob, and my Tesla app showed no unauthorized access. Yet the evidence was undeniable. My car had traveled over 500 miles I couldn't account for, always between 2 and 4 a.m. when I was definitely asleep. Rodriguez shifted tactics when she saw my genuine shock. Who else knows your Tesla app password? She asked. Nobody, I insisted, but then remembered my ex-husband Keith had helped me set it up 2 years ago. We'd divorced amicably, and he'd moved across town, but technically he might still remember the password. The detectives team investigated Keith immediately, but found him cleared by solid alibis for all 5 nights. His girlfriend confirmed he'd been with her, and security footage from their apartment complex backed up their story. The mystery deepened when Rodriguez showed me traffic camera footage from one crime scene. The driver was clearly visible, and it was definitely me, or someone who looked exactly like me, down to the silver bracelet I always wore, and my distinctive way of adjusting the rearview mirror. I need you to think carefully, Rodriguez said. Do you have any gaps in your memory? Any history of sleepwalking? Any medications that might cause unconscious behavior? That's when I remembered the new sleeping pills my psychiatrist had prescribed 3 months ago, right before the murders started. They were powerful, designed to combat my chronic insomnia, and sometimes left me groggy with vague, dreamlike memories. Rodriguez had my blood tested immediately. The results revealed something terrifying. Traces of Ambien mixed with a drug called scopolamine, known as devil's breath, which could make people compliant and erase their memories. Someone had been drugging me, then using my unconscious body to drive to crime scenes. The investigation exploded when they discovered all 5 victims were connected to a controversial criminal case from 4 years ago. They'd all testified against a man named Victor Dalton, who'd been wrongly convicted of murdering his business partner. Dalton had died in prison last year, but his daughter Sophia had vowed revenge against everyone she blamed for her father's death. Sophia Dalton worked at my pharmacy. She'd been filling my prescriptions for 3 months, adding the scopolamine to my sleeping pills in doses calculated to make me compliant but not conscious. Security footage from my apartment complex showed her entering with a key she'd copied during a random encounter at a coffee shop where she'd borrowed my keys to move my car from a supposedly blocked parking spot. The elaborate frame job had required incredible planning. Sophia would drug me, drive me in my own car to locations where she'd already murdered her victims, ensure traffic cameras captured my image, then return me home with no memory of the events. She'd been building a case to make me look like a serial killer, planning to anonymously tip off police after the 5th murder. Rodriguez's team arrested Sophia at her apartment, finding detailed notes about her plan, the drugs she'd used, and evidence from all 5 murders. She'd intended to frame me as revenge for being the prosecutor's assistant during her father's trial, even though I'd actually believed in his innocence and had tried to point out flaws in the case. The psychological evaluation revealed Sophia had experienced a complete break with reality after her father's death. She'd created an elaborate fantasy where everyone connected to his case deserved punishment, with me as the final piece of her revenge puzzle. She'd spent months studying my routines, learning my habits, perfecting her ability to manipulate my unconscious body. 5 innocent people had died in Sophia's twisted quest for justice. She received life without parole, showing no remorse during her trial. The jury took only 2 hours to convict after seeing the mountain of evidence she'd inadvertently created while trying to frame me. I sold the Tesla immediately, unable to look at it without remembering those crime scene photos. The trauma of discovering I'd been turned into an unconscious puppet left me in therapy for years. I still have nightmares about those lost hours, wondering what else Sophia made me do that never made it into the evidence. Some violations are so complete they leave you questioning your own reality forever.